Hi, and welcome to Telly Talk. I'm Liv.
And I'm Ben.
And on this episode, you'll hear our carefully considered and not at all random thoughts on a show we like. There will be spoilers.
This podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and we're giving ourselves an age rating of 15 and above, but you're welcome to make up your own mind. Listener discretion is advised. Guess who's Plath? Plath is back. We're back for episode 2 of season 8 of Welcome to Plathville.
I think we need a better, more consistent way of starting an episode.
Return of the Plath. Once again.
Yeah. I never know what you're going to say. And
Yep, but sometimes you say things.
I know. And I feel like when I do it, I always say the same thing.
I thought you were going to say, yeah, when I do it, I like it more.
Sometimes I don't get a chance because you jump in first.
Wow, that's because I know if I don't, you'll say the same thing. Apparently.
No, you come on.
Well, this is very much in-house admin, isn't it, that we're
Yeah.
talking about?
I'm just going to start it again, ready?
Okay.
We're back with Plathville, season
8. This is why I start.
episode 2.
This is why I start. The episode is called You Catch More Flies with Honey, which is making me feel like somehow maybe I was too harsh on the Oak Island episode names.
I have no idea what this is referring to.
I guess Kim's being nicer, so she's getting positive results.
I mean, there's a lot of interpretation required.
Yeah.
There's literally no flies, no honey.
Okay, right, I see.
Well, there isn't.
No one goes fly hunting.
Also, you do catch quite a lot of flies with vinegar. I was very surprised.
I mean, this doesn't even mention vinegar.
No, I know, but that's like the other part of it, isn't it?
Maybe it means you catch more flies with honey than with engine oil, Ethan Plath.
Right. Well, I didn't consider that, to be fair.
Terrifying clowns in a corn maze. I don't know.
You catch more, what's her name? Moriah's with honey than with terrifying clowns in a corn maze.
Yeah. Although I suppose really by this episode you catch more Moriah Plaths with wigs than you do with terrifying clowns. I mean, that is a worse title.
It's very bad.
Yeah. So we've done half an hour on the title of the episode, so that's good. I enjoyed this episode. It was a little bit more cheery.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because it wasn't just showdown at the Plath K Corral.
Because that really was the whole episode last time, was everyone building up to it and then doing it.
I mean, on that note, we do start there, but still, should we get that out the way? Because Lydia is still going, and another thing.
As she should be.
Yes.
This is the time to say what you're thinking.
Now's your time, Lydia. Get it all out, because it will never be addressed again. I thought it was interesting that she didn't want to call out her mum direct. So, but Kim very much picking up what was being put down.
Yeah.
I don't want to think this is targeted at me. It is.
But I'm the only one that said these things,
Yeah.
so...
I have chatted some shit, and I'm very aware that I did. So this is me. This one's on me, and I'd rather that it wasn't.
Because this is about the wedding colours.
Yeah.
And I think, to be fair to Kim, we do get a bit more depth here.
Yeah.
In that Lydia had wanted green, and then privately realised that that was associated with an ex-partner.
Oh, yeah, there's a story. Yeah, she didn't say ex-partner, just another man bought it for her. How many men are buying your dresses?
And then she
Lydia?
felt that that was inappropriate for her wedding.
And I'm like, fair enough, I suppose.
That is fair enough. And I think Kim was like, oh, I get it now. Because she didn't have that context either. Again, with the communication thing.
Yeah, and of course, if we're being fair to Kim, which is, I'm pretty sure, a phrase a lot of the internet would not like to exist, but if we're being fair, like, when you're being asked, I imagine particularly for a TV show, to give your opinion on stuff, you can get carried away with things. Maybe run your mouth a bit more than you'd anticipate. I'm not necessarily speaking from personal experience here or anything, but maybe you say some stuff that in hindsight you go, that might not have been the most judicious thing I've ever said in my life.
Yeah.
So maybe there is a bit of that as well, where you look back at it and go, oh, I was running my mouth.
Also, I think at some point, one of the sister wives, I think it was Christine, said that because they've had the cameras around for so long, and these guys are on season 8 now, you get used to the camera operators, and they become like friends.
And I'm sure that you get asked some really like deliberate questions to really pull stuff out of you. So, you know, we've all said stuff that we regret, and we have the luxury of not being recorded and broadcast. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you probably, to a certain extent, give her a pass. I mean, to be fair, there is a lot of gossiping going on. I thought it was interesting that her thing was like, we're a big family, there's going to be gossiping. And I'm like, it is in your family, for sure. And it's broadcast, so...
I think this is all fair stuff. You know, if you take that Kim is Lydia's mum, and she was worried, and this was an example of something that could be an issue.
Yeah.
And given that they didn't really know Zach, I mean, Lydia doesn't really know Zach, or didn't at the time.
No.
So I think these were fair things, but they hurt.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing, is that this is all coming out from they've watched the season and they did not like what they saw or heard.
Yes.
Because there was the whole back end of last season was basically Kim and the rest of the Plath just going, who is this guy and is he gay? And this is far too quick and I don't like him.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was very different, wasn't it? Because Lydia and Zach were doing the no kissing, no nothing before marriage.
Oh God, yeah, I remember that now.
It did create an air of uncertainty with the family, because they couldn't see them together.
And of course, like, I know that they've brought up the Plath family have been brought up, the kids, as super religious for a period of time. And so, like, marrying young and all of that is kind of associated with that. And so, you know, shocker, they're trying to get married early. But when their lower thirds for Lydia and Zach come up and it's like 21 and 24, I'm like, oh my God, they're babies. They're so young. Like, if I think back to myself at 21, I'm not entirely sure I should have been allowed to talk to people, let alone get married. I mean, jeez. So, like, I kind of, like, when I take that step back and go, like, I think I would like our children to either never get married or get married in their, like, 50s. Like, when I'm dead.
Yeah, when they really know themselves as well.
Yeah, that's a nicer way of putting it, sure. Over my dead body.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can see why she might have been concerned. And if she had seen something that was a red flag, you're going to be protective of your daughter.
And you're hyper-vigilant, aren't you, when children bring a new partner?
The difficulty, I think, my interpretation of why I think some people have difficulty with Kim is because of the slopey shoulders, as you put it.
Yeah.
The Teflon Queen, as you might parlance it. She's very much like, I will brook no criticism from the likes of you lot.
Yeah, and of course with Kim there seems to always be something, so this isn't an exception.
No, it's not like she's been, you know, perfect and then this is her one blemish.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that kind of rounds it off.
I just wanted to go over the gossip thing again.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
Because Micah says, well, we're a big family and there's gossip. Is that Micah?
No, it was Kim.
Oh, it was Kim.
It was Kim.
I think that's right. I mean, my extended family is big. You tell one person something and pretty soon you don't have to bother telling anyone else because everyone knows.
The irony being that Micah said sort of the opposite, because Lydia had been saying, oh, there's so much gossiping and that's not okay. And then Micah said, well, the problem is, like, people communicate, but they communicate it to one person. They don't realise it hasn't got to everyone else. And I'm like, either you all gossip or you don't. Come on. Either the gossip has to work in that you tattle it to everyone, or you don't gossip. You can't have a halfway house of both.
Yeah, well, because Micah was criticising Lydia back in that we didn't all have the information. So what are we supposed to do when we're worried about you? Well,
that's true. And then obviously ironically, you get like Amber talking and the talking head going, I don't know what he's talking about. We'll never hear from him anymore. I'm like, oh, no one learns.
Maybe he's talking from experience of he's the one that never hears anything.
Yeah, because he never talks to anyone. He's like, who are you people?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just that, like, it's either one way or it's the other. I don't quite get how it couldn't work.
I know how it can be both.
Okay.
It's because it's such a big family.
I see.
Some people are gossiping and some people don't hear anything.
I see. My family doesn't talk to each other, so it's much easier.
You have a smaller nucleus as well.
I suppose we do. And we're not... Like, I'm quite a chatty person, but I'm an exception, I think.
With gossip, there is this thing where it can be malicious, and I think that's what Lydia's getting at.
Yeah.
And then there's gossip that is bonding, and gossip that does keep everyone informed. And what I think she is talking about being harmful is the malicious gossip, where it's not there to try and be supportive and pass messages along and so on.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying with that, and that makes sense.
I just don't think they detailed it. But again, she's talking from hurt, so she's not going to be as specific.
And of course, you've got that interesting thing of perspective, because what Lydia might consider to be harmful, hurtful, like damaging gossip, which is like, if we focus on the example of the colours for the wedding.
Yeah.
Kim's perspective would be that it's not harmful or malicious, it's her worried about her daughter. And so can both things be true at the same time?
And alongside that, if a person is worried, in this example, Kim, is she not allowed to lean on her family for support and to say, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm feeling, what do you guys think, what have you experienced?
Yeah.
You know, that would otherwise be healthy communication.
Again, I think it comes down to they see it all played out on telly in a way that you wouldn't in a real life scenario, right? Like if in the real world, Lydia would never know that Kim had said that.
No, that's
probably.
true. Yeah.
So it's a sort of artificial construct in and of itself.
They're hyper aware of themselves.
And I think that sort of neatly carries on to the bit where Micah calls out the poor communication between Barry and Kim.
Yeah.
Because again, that communication or cross-communication or whatever is played out on a very public stage on a TV show. So they've seen a load of stuff with their parents that they shouldn't and wouldn't have ever seen, arguably.
Yeah, because typically, I suppose, when parents go through a divorce, especially with adult children that have left home, left the state even, you're not going to hear all the ins and outs of he said, she said.
And you're not going to see, well, you hopefully won't see them have that friction and awkwardness like where they butt heads, or hopefully you wouldn't hear about the minutiae of their argument over the divorce, Kate, and money and...
Yeah, and Micah might have also been talking about prior communication, like potentially the reason why they've split up.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, and Barry seemed to be owning that one. The small cameo that we got from Barry this episode.
He seemed quite cheerful, didn't he?
He'd just been seeing Kim getting an indirect shooting for a while. I imagine he was having a great time as he'd just been bigged up. But yeah.
I think that's kind of that conversation finished.
Yeah.
They move on to wig shopping.
Wig shopping!
Now, I thought this was really quite brave of Moriah.
Yeah. She is getting wiggy with it. Nah. No. Okay, no. But yeah, Moriah continues to, like, have had new life breathed into her.
And it's interesting, because Amber and Ethan go with her.
Yeah.
That Amber is quite open and says it's like she's back. She's got her personality back. And we were feeling that last episode, and it's kind of nice that someone so close to her is feeling the same.
She's weird again, which is basically her personality, was the quote. I'm like, that's sisters for you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
I think Moriah would be quite pleased, actually.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a good dose of weirdness. Who wants to be normal?
He who just sang weird.
Getting wiggy with it. Nah.
And we're going again.
Hey, you started it. Or resumed it. You poked the bear.
I did.
Yes, you did. But yeah, I thought this was actually quite nice. And I think there was a few parts of this for me that were especially nice. The first one was that it gave Moriah that platform to go, hello world, here's what I look like with my head shaved.
Yeah.
Which was really nice. And I think that that's a really healthy thing for her. And if she's comfortable doing that, hopefully that's a part of processing and coming to terms with it and feeling comfortable in yourself.
I was going to say, yeah, she's definitely feeling more comfortable.
Yeah. The little part of me was like, oh, you naughty producers, because they milked it for all it was worth. She was about to reveal it and they went, ad break!
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, the cynical. I'm like, heartfelt and cynical at the same time. The other part was the way that Moriah particularly, but I guess the show as well, used it as a vehicle for going, actually, Ethan isn't quite as rage-fueled constantly as you see him on the show. Like, Moriah calls it out directly and says, like, I see that side of him, and I don't think anyone else, and in veiled, the public or the viewers, don't get to see that side of him.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really good call out and sort of a reminder for us and for me. I'll be honest, for me, because I have a habit of like black and whiting people and going, well, they're a bad person and I should dislike them.
Yeah.
And they're a good person, I should like them. And people are so much more than that.
They are, yeah.
And he has a role on the show, and I'm sure he plays up to it or is edited.
I mean, as you said earlier, they will be asked questions as well, and you know, he probably gives really good answers, as in that will get the audience going, kind of answers to certain questions. And so they may film these cute moments, but they don't get shown.
Well, and of course, we're seeing, like, if we focus on Ethan here for this, we're seeing a man who has grown up and integrated into society from an incredibly sheltered background. Then gone through a very contentious divorce while being pulled betwixt and between with his family and his wife, and has then had to go through the process of reconciling his past perceptions, his current perceptions, and his all of these different views, and doing it in front of a huge audience of people that will judge him.
Yeah, and let's not forget, another breakup.
Honestly, it's a miracle he's sane, to be completely honest. Like, that sounds awful.
Yes.
I think I might be a touch tetchy.
What I quite liked, because a bit later on, we saw him with a friend.
Yeah.
And the friend, or Ethan, in fact, says that he likes this friend because he's honest. And I thought, yeah, that's good. You probably need that. You probably just need someone to be real with you.
Yeah, this episode should have been called Plaths and Friends.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like that. That's my new unofficial title for this episode.
Yeah, I just thought it was quite important for him.
Yeah.
And it was nice for us to see that.
Yeah, he had a little jar of jelly beans in front of him and some... He was drinking coffee, I think.
I don't know. But the friends seemed quite chatty.
Yeah, I liked him. It was
quite fun. I quite enjoyed that scene.
He has absolutely got Ethan down to a T.
Yeah, he has.
This is his face. Pulls exactly Ethan's face. This is the other face. Exactly Ethan's face. And I'm like, this man knows his friend.
And then Ethan sort of coyly smiling like, oh yeah, oh dear, I'm seen. You know?
And Ethan had that moment that we've all had at a certain point where someone calls out like the way you walk or your facial expressions, and then you have no idea what to do.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm so conscious of my own face.
Where do I put my arms?
Because he just started stroking his beard, and his friend Austin, his friend, had just gone, yeah, and he also strokes his beard, and then he's like, I don't know what to do now. I loved it. I was like, it's so human, so real.
Yeah, and that depth of knowledge of, well, I suppose we saw it one way, but we can assume it goes both ways, is genuine, and it's an authentic view that we got there. I quite liked it.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, going back to the wig shopping, I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that will like knock Ethan for being distant and looking uncomfortable the whole time.
It's like a man in a lingerie department.
Yeah, like, it's not his thing. Yeah. Like, I'm sure if Moriah, if the roles were reversed and he was, I don't know, doing whatever Ethan does, like working on a car, Moriah might not look quite so engaged. You know, it's all relative.
Yes, well, it's more than that, isn't it? It's if he was asking her for an opinion on a particular engine to put...
Does this carburettor offset my eyes? I mean, of course it does. Carburettors always set off eyes.
To be fair, Ethan has good eyes.
Yes, he does.
They're very blue.
They are. There's like they've got a real thing in their family, haven't they?
Yeah.
Really blonde, like so blonde it looks fake.
But then Moriah herself was not a natural blonde, I don't think.
I don't know at this point, to be honest. I don't know where the natural... Not that it
one thing I
matters.
do know is that the wigs she's choosing do seem to really suit her.
Yes.
You were less keen on the black.
Yeah.
I think Amber was as well.
Yeah, it didn't look natural, but it looked a lot more like her hair was last season, and she does like the black hair, so fair play to it. Like, if she loves it, does it matter what I think?
Well, no.
No.
But I thought they all looked really good.
Yeah, I really did. They all look very similar. There was one, the slightly like chestnut, like light chestnut brown.
Was it shorter?
Yeah, and they were like, Ethan, do you like it? And I'm like, I bet he does like it because it looks a lot like Olivia's hair used to look. we know he has a type.
You go in there.
Yeah. What?
I didn't think it looked like Olivia's hair, but, you know. We are entitled to our own opinions.
Okay, yes, we are. But yeah, I just thought it was quite a nice, fun thing, and it's nice to sort of share. It was an odd trio to do it.
Yeah.
But, you know, we haven't really seen those three together, so it's nice to get that mix in. And it was nice to hear the story of her wanting her older brother to do the shaving of her hair, something that was big and momentous for her.
Yeah.
I thought that was nice.
Yeah, because it kind of shows how supportive she feels that he is.
I'm not sure how much the emotional side of it landed for Ethan, because he was like, I don't know why she asked me, but you know, if she wanted, I did it.
Yeah, but that's the important thing for her, isn't it? That he was there.
Yeah, that's
she asked
true.
and he showed up.
Yeah,
and it's
that's
not his
true.
thing, but he did it anyway.
Yeah, a bit like wig shopping.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I meant the shaving of the head.
Oh, right.
The thing
It's the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I said. We both got to the same point by circuitous routes. Was there anything else about the wig shopping that jumped out to you?
No.
No.
Not really. The lady in the shop seemed very helpful.
I feel like there was missed opportunities, because Amber is usually our, like, joyful truth bomber.
Yes.
Like with, I don't know why Micah's chatting. Because she was the one that was like, why should Dad move out? You're the one that left him. Stuff like that. So I was like, come on, I'm expecting bombs to drop at any moment, but maybe that's unfair.
I think maybe it was too emotional. Like, as in, it was a sincere moment.
This is a moment to be supportive.
Yeah.
I'm not here to entertain
I mean, she did say,
Ben.
I don't really like the black.
Yeah.
So she was there for that.
Yeah, well, you need that level of honesty. Speaking of a level of honesty, we have the Kim Plath roast.
Yeah.
I've
never seen a roast like it.
As in, there was very little roasting.
So many compliments.
All of these really lame roasts are preceded by massive compliments.
Yeah.
It's like, you are awesome, and sometimes you don't close a door. You know,
Yeah. Well, like her first friend gets up, and we're told it's a roast, and so she gets up, and we're like, okay, well, what's this going to be?
Whoa.
And it's just like 3 or 4 compliments. And then she's like, and then here's a full bottle of wine for you.
And here so basically it's a Barry roast.
Yeah, I quite liked it. It was humorous, and Kim enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is not a roast as I understand.
I would like to
be.
return this roast. It is not what I purchased. Yeah, do you know what? There was a point, pretty much at the point where Ethan shows up, where I was expecting Barry to kick the door in, half sloshed, and just be like, I'll tell you some things about Kim.
He doesn't drink.
No, true.
He's slurring his good name.
Although, to be fair, Barry would. Like, he would just waltz in and be like, oh, there's a party going on. Well, I think I should have something to say. He would do, wouldn't he? And he'd have or he wouldn't care how awkward it was.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like we've missed out. I feel like in some alternate universe that happened.
It might happen later in the season.
Yeah.
This is only episode 2.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's sort of like it's not really a roast. It's Kim is awesome.
The thing that got me about this, right, is that it's at the place where Lydia and Kim work.
Yeah.
So Kim's getting a discount, I assume.
You'd hope.
Hence, she's chosen this place.
Well, the thing is, though, they say it's 2 of her friends that have organised it for her.
Okay, well, maybe they work there too.
Kim only knows people that work at the shop.
They seem to be quite happy with Lydia just sitting and not working.
Yeah, this was confusing.
And I was thinking, well, if they've got this issue, Lydia and Kim, why make it awkward? Kim doesn't want to drink and let loose in front of Lydia.
Well, she said that she doesn't mind doing that.
Yeah, but she does, doesn't she? Otherwise she'd be doing it and she wouldn't be talking about it. So there's something. Like, why? Go somewhere else.
Because it's for the telly, Liv.
Yeah.
I think that this wasn't actually organised by her friends. I think this is production organised and paid for content. Or they've gone, have you got any friends that would love to organise an all expenses paid party at the restaurant that you work at?
To be fair, I was actually impressed at how many friends there were.
I know.
And all willing, clearly, to be on TV because no one had a blurred face.
That's true.
So I was quite impressed. She must make a good impression.
I was about to be really mean and go, well, that probably comes with the territory if you get hired from like central casting. But that's no, I don't think they'd go that far.
You can't watch it like that.
No, you can't. I know there was just a little cynical part of me that wanted to say that, but I didn't. I did. Yeah. I congratulated myself for not saying it by saying it. Oh, I get both bites of the cake. But yeah, like I thought that was really poignant, and you said about that it was really illustrative of how different the perception that you get from watching the telly is versus the reality of the person, right? Yeah, because of course we get an edit and people do their research on her and things, and here we are hearing from the people that actually know her, that actually spend time with her and know her as a whole person and not just data and bits of information. I had the baffling experience of learning that Kim stays in the background. Did you know that? That's not come across on telly. Well, she's mostly with her family. Yes. Where she's the matriarch. And of course, you're always going to come to the forefront when you're on the telly. So, but yeah, people seem to be genuinely warm about her. They were very keen to slag off Barry in an indirect way. Yeah, well. So, but that's going to be the case, you know. And we got to see a bit more of her and Ken. Yeah, this was something that kept confusing me in this whole scene, this whole party. Okay. Every time people said Kim, it sounded like Ken. I thought they said Ken. Yeah. And they're like, Ken's such a great person, great mother. I was like, what? Kim. Ken's a great mother. I know. Yeah, I had that as well. But it's the accents. I don't know whether that in America, whether that doesn't sound as off to us Brits from the outside looking in. Well, if they pronounce Ken differently. So they pronounce Kim like Ken. And then Ken like Keen? I'm sorry, for confusion purposes, this relationship is not allowed. They need to separate immediately. Choose a different name. Maybe that's why they broke up. It wasn't to do with the divorce and finance hiding or anything. It was just too confusing. But they're back together. Yes, I know, but that... I was confused then. I thought you were talking about Kim and Barry, why they broke up. Because, you know, they're still broken up. No, because we can understand that they're different people by their names. Well, that's... Anyway. The irony of talking about a confusing thing, which has then confused us. Yeah, I think this is your fault. Yes, of course you think it's my fault. It's always my fault. Do you have anything else to say? I was really underwhelmed by Lydia's roast. Because it wasn't. I also thought it was a bit awkward. Because it's like, after all this in front of everyone, she was like, we have really struggled. Like, we have not got on well. But I'm willing to start again. Hugs. Yeah. I was like, okay. I feel like Lydia is saying these things, and especially in that context, because she feels like she ought to. Yes. As opposed to because it feels right and genuine. I think there's also a layer of she desperately wants to be on good terms with her mum. Yeah. And so she's willing to jump on any opportunity to go, if I say it hard enough, it'll be true. Yeah. Because we see from the preview that it's not, because she's cutting her mum's hair in a future episode and they're having a quite frank discussion. Yeah. So, yeah, it didn't fully ring 100% true. I'm just worried that she'll say something to try and be nice. Yeah. And then regret it. Yes, because if there's one thing we do know about Kim, she will keep those receipts for when they suit her. Yeah. So I'm just a bit worried about Lydia in that respect. Yeah, I think she's deeply conflicted. And of course, I think she is pulled a bit between loyalty to her family and loyalty to her husband. Have we seen that before? Because Zach is obviously not happy in the way that things have been going on. Like, we see it in his talking head and everything. Like, actions speak louder than words. Well, this is, I mean, again, we've seen this in other relationships relating to the children where the Plath is going, oh, cool, you've apologised, whatever. Done. And the partner's going, what? That's not
no, I'm not accepting that.
Well, this is also an interesting thing because Lydia Zach was talking about Kim's. She said, well, from the moment they said I do, it's been fine. And that was all she said. And he has interpreted that, or he was playing that back as, from the moment we said I do, I'm fully integrated, I'm fully accepted into the family, and there's no problems and everything's fine. And I'm like, it's not what she said. All she said was, from the moment you said I do, it's done.
As in, no one's gossiped about you and that sort of thing.
Well,
I suppose the thing is, though, is this an edit?
Maybe.
Did she actually say what he has heard?
There is that.
Or did she only say what we heard?
Well, and I would accept that, but we have a history of, like, Kim being quite good at saying as little as possible, and people sort of go, oh yeah, that's great.
They fill in the blanks.
Yeah, and then later on she's like, I don't think I ever said that, did I?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It would, in isolation, yes. In history, just a little asterisk there.
Yeah.
Might come up later. I don't think I ever actually said he was fully accepted into the family. Like, from what we've seen for the preview of the season, it certainly seems like Kim's sticking her oar in when it comes to Isaac and Kaylynn.
Well, she has to.
She's the mum.
It's her role. It's the role she's self-assigned.
Well, yeah, and of course she's decided that everyone shouldn't get married young. I mean, to be fair to her, it worked out really well for Ethan, so what am I talking about?
She might, in a genuine way, though, she might actually want something different for her kids than she had for herself.
And of course, like, it's perfectly reasonable as a parent to sort of go, maybe you do need to consider whether this is the right thing. It's
just hard for her kids to accept that, and I think the boys have done a better job than the girls, and that's possibly because of the Bible teachings, or in fact the parents' teachings of the Bible. They've grown up with those same parents saying marry young, and now that they're trying to do that, they're being told the opposite message. It
is also interesting, like, I feel like Lydia and to a certain extent Isaac are probably that, almost like that exact sweet spot to get that cultural whiplash from their parents, like Kim particularly, sudden shift from you must be super sequestered and super religious and whatnot to, haha, isn't it hilarious that we can drink and do all of this crazy stuff, listen to rock and roll. So the younger kids have a bit more runway to adapt to that, and it becomes more normalised. The older kids had already sort of left when that happened. It's just Isaac and Lydia particularly, and maybe Amber a bit, that are in that zone of most challenging.
Well, let's not forget about Moriah.
Well, yeah, I mean, Moriah had already had her own particular stuff.
Maybe it's hit the older ones more.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe
all of the older ones.
Yeah. Kim, like, the whiplash just came a bit more from afar.
Because I would say Amber she was referred to as one of the little kids, the little girls, for the longest time.
Okay, I need to refine my theory down.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Isaac and Lydia, particularly, and Moriah, maybe.
Well, Isaac and older.
Isaac and older, that fabulous band.
So then the last bit of the show that we see is the corn maze, the Halloween night.
Yeah, spooky time.
Yeah, so it seems like Kaylynn wanted to do this, and then Moriah and Ethan and Isaac got embroiled in it. I don't know.
Dragged along for the ride.
Yeah, maybe production were like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. That'll give us some good content.
I think Isaac considered them being dragged along for the ride.
Yeah, well, so Moriah was the one talking about it at first.
Yeah.
And she was saying it's not her thing. She's very scared. She doesn't like Halloween, And I was thinking, okay, why are you here?
Yeah. I was like, same girl, same, but I wouldn't be caught dead going to that. I'd just be like, no.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't have telly obligations, so there you go.
I've done something similar, actually,
have
in the past.
You?
Yeah.
Oh, is it one of those, like, acted mazes, like...
It was the London Tombs.
Ah, okay.
It was near the London Dungeon. We were going to go in and get tickets for that. And then someone, a ticket scout, came over and was like, do you want to come to this instead? It's way scarier. Okay.
I'd be like, that is not selling it to me.
So in we went, and it was really scary.
Do you know what's the most scary? London prices.
Well, I mean, this was a few years ago, and also there were 3 of us, all individual people, so we were only paying for ourselves.
Right.
You know, when you're there as a family, you have to pay for everyone.
Well, who takes their family into that?
I don't know. There were kids there. I was very surprised.
I don't know if I'm just a real wuss, but none of that has ever appealed to me in the slightest.
Well, right, so it wasn't like that all the way around. Most of it was like a tour, and it was like a bit of a gruesome kind of a tour.
Okay.
And then there was this bit that was exactly like the maze.
Where someone jumps out and goes, boo!
There were actors. Yeah, and one guy had a chainsaw towards the end.
And I would have a heart attack.
And there was stuff you had to walk through, and it was dark. Yeah, anyway. And there was this big group of us, as in there were 3 of us, but we were with a bigger group.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 or 12 people.
They'd grouped several small groups together.
Mm-hmm. And so we were going through this thing, and I'd started off at the back, and then by the time we reached the chainsaw guy, which was near the end, I'd been shoved to the front. So I was... Oh, it was way more scary going at the front because you don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
When you're at the back, you kind of can gauge everyone else's reaction. You can rationalise, like, these are just actors.
You need to tell that to Kaylynn because she did not want to be at the front or the back.
I know, yeah. But because at the back... there is people that can then jump back out on you.
Because let's face it, this wasn't like a slick performance thing. This was just some randos in outfits wandering around
with
a corn maze going, "Ah!"
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would hazard a guess that there is a not a non-zero percentage chance that one of them's a serial killer in real life.
No.
Yeah.
No. No.
Rural Florida. Oh no, it was Georgia. I don't know, that'd be terrifying.
Right.
Like, that's a no from me, dog.
Okay.
I won't even go on a ghost train. Because I'm like, no, don't like it.
Wow.
It took a lot for you to get me to watch Uncanny.
Yeah, that's
and I
good.
think all of that's bollocks, but still, like, I'm a skeptic at heart, as might occasionally come across on these shows. But, like, I'm still like, I don't know if it scary.
Too close to home because it's real.
It's not real. I know it's fake, and yet it's still
not
scary.
Fake. Anyway, we've gone off track.
Well, no, the ghost tours, like the ghost mazes.
Like
I don't believe that those people on the show in the costumes were real
zombies and stuff.
I statistically think that there is a non-zero chance that one of them is a murderer. Mm-hmm. But that's a separate thing. You were describing that ghost tour / maze thing that you went on, and as you were getting near to the end, I was getting physically anxious.
Right.
I am such a wuss.
I see. Right. Yeah. So your skepticism is actually just fear and anxiety.
No.
Masked by
I don't like people jumping
cynicism.
out and going boo. I dislike that experience of the adrenaline shot. Mm. I also don't like scary movies. Please let us
Do you
never
want to make a list?
I don't like a lot of things.
Right. So back to this maze.
Yep.
Kaylynn is unimpressed because she's been pushed to the back, and she did specifically say she wanted to be in the middle.
Yes, and Isaac's response was, "It doesn't matter to me."
Yeah, and then he and Ethan end up at the front, and I wouldn't have thought too much about that because, stuff happens when you're in a group. Yeah. You just jiggle around. I went from the back to the front in my experience. You know what I mean? Like,
you strike me as the person that would naturally gravitate to the front of a group.
People push me forward. Never have I been touched by so many strangers.
Ugh.
I know. Like, you go.
Another fine reason not to do is like meat shield.
This was significantly before COVID.
Significantly before we met as well.
Yeah. Anyway, so I didn't think too much of it, and then we got a talking head from Kaylynn going, this means something.
Yes.
Something's up.
Because she said normally our communication is great, but over the last few weeks it's been deteriorating. And I was just like, a Plath boy, emotionally disengaging? No.
And then they go to the car.
The truck.
Isaac says, can we talk alone for a moment? And I thought, that's really good, because he's tired. He's had a 14-hour shift at work on a farm, and he does say, and now I'm at a farm, like I'm in another field. He didn't want to be there. He really didn't, and he was doing it for her. And so when he asked to talk to her in private, I thought, oh, good, you're just going to, like, express yourself.
Oh, bless you, Liv.
I did not expect them to break up.
Have you watched the last 7 seasons of this show?
Well,
nothing good comes from this.
They've been talking about how good their communication was.
No,
great.
She said it had been good, and it had gone downhill. There is a pattern. I'll show you how it goes. It ends with someone making a dramatic decision.
Well, what do you think? Were you expecting that?
I was expecting something. I was expecting them to have a massive row. I wasn't necessarily expecting him to end it, but he had been fuming that whole time, you could tell. So I was expecting him to, like, gripe at her for going, I didn't even want to be here, and you were whinging the whole time, I'm here, ain't I? Because, like, he was striding off at the front, and it was just like, I've been there. He just wants this to be over because he does not want to be here.
Yeah.
I was like, right, let's just strive, find the exit. Where's a bloody exit? I just want to go. I'm surprised he didn't punch one of the random costume people that jumped out at him. He looked pretty fed up.
Yeah, I mean, last season we saw a lot of her riding the tractor with him.
Yeah.
So...
Not a euphemism.
No. I wonder if... Well, I'm wondering now if she does work, it's less hours in that she can go and spend lunch with him on a tractor, and if that causes some friction, 14 hours a day, it's a lot of time.
Also, like, they're both really, like he's like 20 now, isn't he? He was 19 last season, and she's slightly older than him, so they're just so young.
I know, but what I was going to get to was, is there some taking for granted? If she works, I don't think she works as many hours and as hard work physically as he does, and maybe isn't appreciating how tired he is and that he just needs to go home.
Yeah, there is that.
People underestimate rest, I think. It's seen as failure or laziness to need rest, but actually it's biological. We all need to rest.
That is true, yeah. Because there was that point where he was sort of like, before they went and did it, he was stood there going, well, you know, these guys thought it would be a good idea to go for a field. I've been in a field, I've come to a field, and I'm just knackered and I'd rather be in bed.
Yeah.
And there was that silence of everyone being awkward, and Moriah goes, I think we're all quite tired.
Yes,
and I'm like, well, this is an auspicious start. What could go wrong?
And Moriah had been talking about how amazing Kaylynn is.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, with hindsight, okay.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved, on a positive note, how exhilarated Moriah was to get to the end. She was like, we did it, yeah. And you could hear
so
in
genuinely pleased.
Like, yes, oh, it's over and I lived. I'm like, yes, that's how I'd be. Except I wouldn't make it out. I'd just curl up in a ball and you'd find me at daybreak under a bush, whimpering. I'm so manly. Ethan Plath would not find me impressive.
No.
Despite my lovely beard.
Yeah.
This is like, probably, we don't tend to talk about looks or anything, but like, do you think Ethan looks better with the beard or without?
But I think most people look better with a beard.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. I think it's just because I miss cheerful, innocent Ethan. You know, back when he was like, oh, shucks, everything's great. What's a Coke?
Yeah.
So I think there's that. I just miss that.
Oh.
No.
We'll just watch season 1.
Next week. Never mind that new season. Back we go to the time before pain.
And on that note... Oh, wait.
No, we got to rate the episode. Then. Look who's jumping ahead. You're like Isaac. You don't even want to be here. You just want to be in bed. I came from a podcast. Now I'm in a pod. No, it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
So what do you rate the episode, Liv, as you're so keen to get there?
Don't know how to take that. I'm giving this... Oh, God. I'm torn between 9 and 10. It's really hard.
So it'll be 9.5 then?
Yeah, 9.5.
Well done. That wasn't that hard, was it?
I was going to choose an actual number.
I know. But you weren't, though.
What?
You couldn't choose an actual number. You said you couldn't decide between 9 and 10, and we all know what that means.
No.
It means a good solid Liv, 0.5, so now you're out of a 20 rating.
Stop it. It's going to be 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I've argued you down.
You have.
Oh. So what knocked that 1 point off?
You. Literally.
That's not fair on the show, is it? It would have been great if I wasn't listening with this dick.
No, it was a really, really good episode. I really enjoyed it. And I guess I'm leaving that 1, hoping that there might be something even better.
Oh, it's a theoretical wiggle room point.
It's a wiggle room, yeah, because otherwise it would get 10. And I think that's where I'm torn.
You don't want to believe it's only downhill from here.
I'd like it, if it can be this good, it can be better, right?
Ooh.
So that's where I'm at.
That's an ongoing thing that can only
Because
end in tears.
I am an optimist at heart.
Yeah, but it also means that you're going to be let down at some point.
I won't. No, 9's a good score.
Okay.
You don't have to strive for perfection. I have been working on this.
Okay. So you were staring at me very intently.
Yes.
You said you do not have to strive for perfection. I settled for you, didn't I?
I'm talking to myself.
Okay.
Oh no! Bless you. No, I'm talking to myself.
Oh, okay, cool. It's just
Staring at you.
Yes.
Talking to myself.
I really caught the strays there, didn't I? So my score, Liv, is 6 possible murderers in costumes out of 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not as good as my score.
No.
That would have to be 6.7.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Just immediate rando maths off the
Yeah,
top of
I
your head.
just made that up.
Yeah. Well, let's assume that that's true, but I didn't. I gave it 6 out of 7.
Okay.
Again.
You're also hoping for better.
No.
Oh.
I'm not convinced. I think this is probably about as good as it's going to get, but I might be wrong. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as much.
Self-cynicism.
Yeah. You've met me before, right? But I really enjoyed it. This is one of the better Plathville episodes, and it benefits from coming off of the back of last episode, which was a bit of a downer.
Yeah.
You know, you get some of those. So, and there was a lot of positivity and a lot of enjoyment, and I think it lost points because there were scary clown people, and I'm not a big fan of the scary clown people.
I'm getting that.
And the image of that scary clown man shaking hands with Ethan Plath will stay with me for some while.
Really?
Yeah, I just found that uncomfortable.
You know it's just an actor.
I know it's just an actor, but do you say that about movies and stuff?
I do, yeah.
Why are you so interested? It's not even real.
Yeah.
Actually, you don't like animated things, do you?
No.
You're like, it's not real.
I know, I do
It's not
prefer...
a real person.
Yeah.
She shouts in the middle of a Paw Patrol movie in the cinema. They're not real! Dogs can't talk!
I've never done that.
But on that note, that's Paul, folks. No. But on that note, that's all, folks.
Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next time. Bye.
Toodles!